Hi everybody, how are you all doing? I hope you're having a good week so far. So today is Thursday the 23rd of April. Happy St George's Day, wear it loud and proud people. So yeah, it's a beautiful day here in the northeast in good old Gateshead stroke Newcastle, wherever you're from. So about 12 hours ago, me and my girlfriend were at Odeon Cinemas here in Metro Centre, Gateshead, at the IMAX 3D screening of Avengers Age of Ultron. Brilliant, absolutely amazing, fantastic job that was done by Joss Whedon and everybody involved as well. Quite a big cast for this particular sequel as well. Not just the usual players: Robert Downey Jr., Chris Hemsworth, Scarlett Johansson, Chris Evans, Mark Ruffalo, and Jeremy Renner as well, along with James Spader as Ultron and the return of one Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury. We also had Anthony Mackie as Sam Wilson, aka the Falcon. Idris Elba, aka Heimdall, was in there as well. Hayley Atwell, Peggy Carter, and two new guest appearances, two new characters. Well, I say new characters, but they're not exactly new. Elizabeth Olsen and Aaron Taylor Johnson, both playing the twins, Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, aka Pietro and Wanda Maximoff. And of course, let's not forget Paul Bettany as the Vision, who, by the way, was probably the best character throughout the entire film. It was very interesting seeing Jarvis transformed into the Vision. It was a moment and a half, is what I'll say. So basically, the plot is that the Avengers are taking, they're hitting Baron von Strucker's bunker, as I like to call it, or his palace, essentially, who's played by Thomas Kretschmann, who, if you watched Captain America the Winter Soldier, he appears at the end credits of that. Also, end credit for this movie, there's only one, just after the after the first set of credits, there's just one credit scene. That's it. There is no other. No, I didn't stay behind to find out if there was another. Joss Whedon had already announced that there was no other credits apart from that one. So yes, so as I say, the plot is that Tony Stark has decided to put some sort of suit of armour, as he likes to call it, around planet Earth, around the world, to protect Earth from any future alien invasions. Of course, this being the Ultron program, he tells it to Dr. Bruce Banner secretly, so it's just between themselves, because they eventually get hold of Loki's scepter that Von Strucker was keeping, and we also find out exactly how both Wanda and Pietro become Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. They're not mutants in this film, because we know that they're also in X-Men, and they are effectively mutants anyway. But in this film, the word mutant is not mentioned whatsoever. There is another word that they use, but I won't say it, because it's how they become these characters, how they obtain their gifts. It's quite integral in terms of the story behind the two of them in the film. But yeah, so Tony's created this new artificial intelligence, and it sees Jarvis as a threat. First neutralizes Jarvis, then starts to put itself out there in the world, in the digital world. It's kind of like Lawnmower Man in some effect. If you've seen the movie Lawnmower Man, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So in effect, it's just like Lawnmower Man. There's this conscious, and it feels the need to become bigger, become more intelligent, and it doesn't differentiate between right and wrong. As far as it's concerned, when Ultron hears that Tony Stark wants peace on Earth, Ultron kind of takes it the other way. And as I say, throughout the film, we get various different stories from all the characters. Every single character has their story. We see what happens with with Captain America. We have a look into his past. We also see Natasha Romanoff's past as well. We even get a glimpse into the future, essentially, regarding Thor. I don't know if it was the future, but he had a vision, basically, okay? And it is pretty much to do with the Infinity Stones. Stellan Skarsgård is also guest starring in this movie as well, so Dr. Selvig assisting Thor in finding out a bit more about what he saw. Even Tony Stark had a vision as well. So each of them all had a vision apart from, obviously, Hawkeye, who has done the whole mind control thing, and he said he didn't like it, so that was pretty interesting. What else did we have? Oh, good lord, it's all slipping off my tongue here. But, oh, sugar. Oh dear, yeah, I've completely forgotten now, oh my god. But yeah, as I say, it was a bad idea for Tony to start the Ultron program. Of course, in the comics, I have read somewhere that in the comics, it wasn't even Tony that started Ultron. I believe it was actually Howard Stark, someone correct me on that, I'm sure that's what I read. But I think it was Howard Stark who created or started something in that section, but then buried it, and I think someone from the recent Avengers, you know, restarts the program, essentially. And let's just say that Nick Fury wasn't happy that Tony Stark had created this mad monster. And may I also say, James Spader is brilliant as a villain. His voice, I know it's been modified in some capacity, but oh my god, you don't want him singing you a lullaby, that's for sure. Especially if it's I Have No Strings. Oh no, it was a brilliant film. It was really, really amazing. There were a few flaws, granted. My main gripe was just how the whole program started in the first place, the whole Ultron program. It was just like, there it is. You know, there was no real sort of further afterthoughts on it. It was just Tony Stark telling Bruce Banner about how he wants to create this, you know, suit of armor around the world. Yeah, we also see the Hulkbuster going up against Hulk. That was brilliant. Some awesome action pieces and some fight scenes as well. The choreography and everything was just brilliant. But yeah, everybody involved. That's what I was going to say. Andy Serkis. For everybody who was wondering who he was playing, and we eventually found out who he was playing, but he plays a character called Ulysses Claw, who, if I remember correctly, I'm sure I've read this somewhere as well, is a villain to one Black Panther. So he's an African civilian, essentially, native of, I believe, of Wakanda, which is where T'Challa, who is Black Panther, is from, and he is like the king of this nation, and that's also where vibranium comes from, and vibranium is heavily featured in this movie, and you'll see why. But yeah, so, and the other interesting thing is, I don't really want to give it away, but the bit where you've got the Avengers all trying to lift Thor's hammer, including Don Cheadle, aka War Machine as well. And also we've even got Colby Smulders back as Agent Maria Hill. I told you it was a big cast. I can't believe I've forgotten that many names already. But yeah, so where they're all trying to lift Thor's hammer, you saw how Thor got a bit worried when Captain America almost lifted it. Well, one character does lift it. Again, I'm not going to say who. And it's not just Thor. Someone else other than Thor lifts the hammer. And let's just say it got everybody in the cinema laughing. There were some hilarious comedy moments, some really good. It's Joss Whedon at the end of the day. You know when it's Joss. He knows how to do the seriousness, give you the action, but for a split second, boom, there's a bit of comedy for you as well. It's like unexpected, but brilliant. Well timed in most places as well. So I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, it was brilliant. So anyway. Please go and see it, okay? Don't spoil it at the bottom. If you do put any spoilers in the comments, they will be deleted and you will feel my wrath. I will pretty much hunt you down. But yeah, so let me know what you thought of it if you have seen it and if you are going to see it. I know for America it's still another week till you guys get it. Trust me, the wait will be worth it. Is it going to make more money than the first Avengers movie? I think it might. I think it probably will. I think it could edge closer towards $2 billion. I think it can do. It won't beat Avatar in terms of box office sales, but I think it will just about hit 2 billion, if not just go over 2 billion. So I think it can be done. It can be done. So if you have read any reviews and you think, oh my god, these people aren't really making me sure whether or not I should go see it, well, I'm telling you to go and see it. You have to go and see it. Do go and see it. Watch it in IMAX. Watch it in IMAX 3D if you have to. It's worth it. So there. And I also want to say a massive thank you to Odeon Cinemas, because when we got to the cinema last night, we got there about 11:30. Was not expecting people dressed up as Marvel characters, as Avengers. We had War Machine, we had Iron Man, we had Hulk, we had Black Widow. We even had War Machine. I did mention War Machine, didn't I? Yes, I mean, we had Red Skull. We even had Star-Lord, Loki, and Scarlet Witch as well. So it was a pretty good turnout. And Iron Man was even behind the bar at one point as well. I have got pictures. If you follow me on Instagram, or if you follow me on Twitter and on Tumblr as well, you will have seen some of the pictures I've already taken as well. So it was pretty awesome. And on top of that, we got 2 posters, one for me and one for the girlfriend, but I'm actually going to give one of these away. In fact, one of them has already been given away for the Avengers Age of Ultron competition that I was running up until midnight last night. I have chosen the winner. The winner has been emailed, and the winner for the competition, basically, before I even mention the winner, the question that I asked was the acronym for Jarvis, what does it stand for? And it's so simple, it's not even funny. Well, it is funny actually, it's very simple. Just a rather very intelligent system. That's basically what it stands for. So, Dave Atkin, well done to you. You are the winner. Of course, I've already emailed you, so please get back to me with your full address and also the size and what t-shirt you want from the superherostuff.com website, and you're also getting this as well, okay, sent to you. So yeah, congratulations, well done to everybody who entered. I think about 13, 15 of you entered, so not a bad turnout. It was all right. But yeah, no, seriously, go and see it. Go and see Avengers Age of Ultron. There was even a moment where we got a look, okay, a little snippet, because it happened in the first Avengers film, and they did it again in this one. Captain America versus Iron Man. Civil War is coming. If it didn't already happen in Age of Ultron, it's definitely going to happen in Civil War next year. So, yeah. Oh dear, it's hotting up. And they showed a trailer for Ant-Man. Yeah, looking good. So Ant-Man is the final Phase 2 movie for Marvel, just out in July. And then after that, next year, Phase 3 begins with Civil War. It's going to happen. It is going to happen. And I love the ending of this film as well. Scarlet Witch gets a huge change of wardrobe. Yeah, it was brilliant. It was very interesting to see. Falcon gets a new set of wings as well. But yeah, and again, I'm not even going to spoil the ending, but Captain America gave everybody epic squeeze. Like, I mean squeals in terms of not squeeze, but you know, squeeze, like that. When he said something and then the camera cuts off and you're thinking, why didn't he just finish the words? But no, but when you see it, you'll know exactly what I mean. But again, the sheer enormity of this movie was just brilliant. Seeing the Avengers just facing off against Ultron, they were proper weakened. Ultron knew exactly how to weaken them, he knew exactly where to hit them, and it was all through Tony Stark. And it was Tony Stark, he's pretty much like the epicenter of the Avengers, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe that is anyway. He's like the epicenter, he is the one that they all go to, he is the one that he gives them all the equipment, all the gadgets and designs, all their costumes and stuff like that. You know, he is effectively their leader, but he's not the boss. The boss, in fact, is Captain America, but they still all turn to Tony for guidance in some sense, in that way. And Hawkeye was also hiding a secret from everybody. I was very surprised to learn about the other side of Hawkeye. So Clint Barton, whatever you think you know about him, and if you've read the comics, you probably already know anyway, but for those of you who haven't read the comics like me, whatever you think you know about Clint, he will surprise you immensely in this film. And I was very surprised, very surprised. So yeah, pretty good. But anyway, I think I've spoken long enough. Thank you all very much for watching. And again, congratulations to you, Dave, for winning the competition. Get in touch with me very soon, please. And for everybody else, please enjoy the Avengers Age of Ultron. You are going to love it. You will not regret seeing it. Wow. I'm definitely going to go see it again, that's for sure. And I'm sure if there's a few things I may have missed, I will make note of them. But yeah, in the words of actually no, there are no words of anyone that I'm going to copy, to be honest, because there's no need. But thank you all very much. I'll see you all very soon. Bye.